Good evening and welcome to the Litchfield Recreation Commission. Tonight, August 26th at 7 p.m. We'll start with a call to order. I've got Secretary Justin Burnell,
Present.
Vice Chair Peter Ames,
Present.
Member Steve Weber,
Present.
and Chris Burns, the head chair, and present. We have absent with notification. Judy Brennan is on vacation. Jeff Town is doing Jeff Town things. Hey, Bob. We're just doing the roll call, so we've got
Call me roll.
we've got Mr. Bob Leary, Selectman's rep.
Here.
All right. So now we will ask everybody to please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Not as big a crowd as it was last night.
No, not nearly.
You guys had a big crowd last night.
Yeah.
So before we move on to the approval of minutes, I'd just like to make a quick statement in regards to some comments at our special meeting held last week. There were some comments about some turf damage to the soccer fields down at Sawmill Brook Park, and I just wanted to put on the record that the comments made by the individuals don't reflect the expectations and the feeling that this board has, this committee has, towards the service that's been provided over the last couple of years. You know, we're very happy with the service that we've received from the vendor, and he's done a great job. The fields, we've gotten countless what's the word I'm looking for? Compliments, yeah, compliments on the fields and turfs that, where we play. So we're very happy with the work he's done, and I know that there was some further inspection, and I think it was determined that it was a fungus that it has been treated for. So hopefully hopefully that can come back, and you know, we can continue on business as normal. So now we can move to the approval minutes for looks like we have two, August 12th and the 19th. So we'll start with the 12th, and I think we did not approve those because we didn't have those.
Right.
I think, right, for the last meeting? Correct. All right, so we'll take a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
A second? All right, everybody have a chance to review those?
Yep.
All right. Any edits, changes? No?
No.
You know, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? All right. Then the minutes pass 4-0-1. Up next, we have the meeting minutes for the 19th, which would have been our last meeting. That was our last full meeting, right? That was a special meeting?
Special meeting was the 19th.
Okay, the 19th. So I don't think I saw the meeting minutes for that, but
So I saw it.
you did? Okay.
There was no issues with it. He sent it out. It's on the portal that I sent off to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, they were fine.
Yeah.
I would entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll make a motion.
All right. Second?
Second.
Any comments, edits now? Everything look good?
Yep.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained?
Abstain.
I mean, I abstained because I did not see them. I was at the meeting, but I didn't see them. All right, so now we will open up public input, and with no members of the public here, we will close public input and move on to the facility and fields requests, of which we have two. First one is for the Spirit of Litchfield for Fall Fest, requesting to use Roy Memorial Park, all fields, and Town Hall on October 11th from 1 to 7.
So softball does have it requested or blocked off, but I did reach out to Mike when this request came in, and he was willing to work around on the 10-11 date.
Okay, I'll get with softball.
Yeah, I talked to him.
Yeah.
Should be all set.
Perfect. All right. Make sure my power doesn't die here. All right, not sure if the event is gonna start at 1, or I didn't
That's
see
what
anything
she-
with that, but they might want it a few
That's the
few
request
hours
she sent in, was 1 o'clock.
ahead to
I
set up.
think in years past, there was like an hour or 2 hours of setup, and then the event was like 3 to 6, 3 to 5.
All right.
Then there's some tear downtown after.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll double check on. So 9 to 7 was the second request. 1 PM, 7 PM.
All right, perfect. Excuse me, entertain a motion to approve the request for the 11th.
So moved?
Second?
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, passes 5-0-0. Steve, you wanna just,
I'll reach out to Mike, yeah. We'll make
Thank
sure that his scheduling is done before then.
all right. The second is another request from the Spirit of Litchfield for Christmas in Litchfield, also Roy Memorial Park, all fields and Town Hall. This event will be December 13th, from 9 AM to 7 PM. The only conflict I think might be pickleball in Talent Hall, and we can certainly let them know about that. Usually pretty good about that.
So,
Basketball might be in there too, I would think, maybe.
Yeah, so pickleball hasn't, I think their request runs out in October,
Okay,
so there's nothing right now on the calendar for December
all
13th.
right, then it's open. So, when they do request, we'll just have to make them,
Yeah, we'll have to let them know in basketball.
yep.
And the only other thing, I don't think Spirit of Litchfield realizes it, but they still have a wreath up in the pavilion from last year.
Well, save time for decorations.
Any birds in it?
I don't know. I've only seen it from afar, but I was laughing when I saw that it was still up there.
Yeah. The 13th is a Saturday. Basketball, I think, is usually in there on Saturdays, correct?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
sorry.
historically, they've given up the
They've been-
gym for they could set up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'd entertain a motion for that event. Second?
Second?
Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, passes 5-0-0. Any additions to the agenda that anybody wants to add?
One, yeah, just update on the Economic Development Committee and discussion about bylaws and zoning. So, under other business tonight.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to new business, the town fields moving forward.
So this was a discussion point from our special meeting.
From the special meeting. All right, so I think the committee, and I don't wanna speak for everybody, but I think the committee is kind of on board with having specific sports at their specific fields, and, you know, I think we just have to communicate with the schools, you know, for the next year, next season, that's the avenue we're going. I think they're aware of it, but we just wanna keep in touch with them, keep the lines of communication open. Peter, you're the liaison for the schools, correct?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, maybe we just wanna,
Yeah, so
just wanna talk about periodically.
yeah, I think the discussion last week was good, you know. So they did put their requests in, but I think what happened last week, like, if there's a longer term plan, we need to figure it out. So I will reach out.
Yeah, see if we can get something, going for the fall, because for the spring. Sorry. Because that'll have impact on the softball field still,
Yeah, okay.
so.
I think it would be beneficial, so the way I understand it, because Dan Duforney, is the guy that's been sending a lot of the requests in, right? So that's where we seem to have the biggest challenge, which is LMS.
Yep.
I guess Tony Romos is the guy for CHS, that's the lead athletic director for the district. But he's really not been on any of our communications previous to recently, so it wasn't on the contact list we had. I would think might be a good idea, specifically with him, is if we can coordinate when we talk about spring field requests, maybe similar to what we just did for fall, is to bring him in and have him open up his calendar and see where we can balance some fields out if he has the potential to.
Yep.
Cause I think that might be beneficial,
I would agree with that.
just to keep that line of communication open.
And when we're communicating with the schools, I would include the two of them and then probably the O'Connell as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just so everybody's on the same page.
I also think we need to discuss just making sure we're making changes to all relevant documents about Roy Memorial, so it's just softball only and we're not, cause I think if we look at it on our town site, it says a mixed-use facility. So we may just need to make sure that we at every stage of this we change it so that it's out there in front.
Yep. Yep. All right, any other discussion? Move on to the field maintenance contract, the next steps. I know Andy was working on that. I think he sent an email with.
Yeah, he sent, I think, the rough draft of it.
The rough draft, yeah, I haven't had a chance to review it personally. But we need to get that published.
Yeah, we gotta get it out for solicitation.
So, I'll take a look at it before the next meeting and, you know, we can try and get it
We
on the
have to
books
get
for
it-
next meeting.
Do we have to get it posted sooner rather
Yeah.
than later?
Then we have to give X amount of time for it to come in, then we have to review them, then it has to go in front of the selectmen for their approval, and they usually like to have it done before budget season, because that's the largest part of our budget, right?
By far,
That
yeah.
was the discussion last night, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's important to get it done sooner than later.
Do we take a few minutes and look at it now while we're here?
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
can.
it's,
So we don't have a ton on the agenda, it's just mostly updates at this point.
I mean, were there any tweaks we wanted to make to it? We were trying to get some of the areas out of it, or are we just gonna keep it in there for the time being?
So the discussion last night was to try, and I obviously wasn't here last time, but there's the pretty fields and then the non-pretty fields.
Yeah, so we have two different proposals, the way it comes in. We have the playing fields, and then we have the areas around it.
Right. So is that the way it sent it out?
Yeah, that's the way the proposal is. It comes in, so they'll tell us what it is. It's pretty much almost everything that's irrigated
Yeah.
is one proposal, then it's all the surrounding stuff is in the other proposal.
Oh, in that document, and he gave us notice he wasn't coming.
Okay, my computer just died, so I'm not able to pull up the document.
So basically, the fields will be maintained. Adara soccer and softball is how they have a Corning Road baseball fields, which is the Kurt
Andy sent
Schaefer.
it out.
Innis Soccer Field, Litchfield Park at Sawmill Brook, and Justin Bissett Baseball Complex. And then in the second proposal, it's river access, Sawmill Complex, and that's probably up around the tennis courts in that whole area.
Tennis courts
then
pickleball
Justin Bur-
courts, yeah.
Yeah, and Justin Bissett's the parking lot across the street. Innis is, I think, up and down the side of the path going into it. Then Corning is twice a year brush hog between the closest field and the parking lot, which is the hill that goes down. And then Roy Memorial twice annually brush hog the grass on the outer perimeter of the drive circle, along with both sides of the fences near the parking lot.
Were you able to-
Yeah, I was able to find it.
Yeah, I mean, so it looks good on its face, for sure. Looking at the time frame, so we meet again on the 9th, correct? That's our next meeting?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
September 9th.
So I say if we are good on that by the 9th to issue it then, that's enough time. But if that can be the goal of like, we will put it out then, that should be enough, right?
Should be enough time, but under the purchasing policy, Bob, how much time do we have to give to solicit bids? Thought there was 30 days, 60 days? I thought there was something in the purchasing policy
Might be
from a
30.
time standpoint. Let me
Might
see
be
if I can
30.
pull it up quick.
And my only concern with waiting is, I think the document you guys had posted said you'd try to get this out there in July.
Yep.
We're already a month behind.
Yeah.
We're waiting to pass it on September, like, because the next step after this, again, correct me if I'm wrong, I assume we give this to Kim for her to look through it, right?
Yep.
I mean.
Then it goes to
assuming
legal to make
assuming-
sure.
Yeah, assuming we're all good with it on first pass, maybe we send it to Kim at least to get the ball rolling.
And if it didn't change from last year, I mean, it should go through from 3 years ago.
Right.
Because it was 3 years when we did it, it should go through pretty quickly.
Would the reason for holding be because we want to look at the services, or do we want to look at different fields being done differently, or different timing?
I think maybe just making sure we're all on the same page and then like taking some fields off if, you know.
I don't think we're at a situation to take a field off.
No, I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope you're right.
comes down to budget.
It does. So, I mean, your point is well taken. So like, we can get rolling with Kim Legal. I
Right.
think we can
And I assume,
put it out for RFP.
once we put it out for RFP, they come back with an offer. At that point, we can negotiate, right?
Yeah.
So if we decide at that point that, hey, you know what?
True. Yep.
The only bids
Yeah.
we got were 20% higher than we put in. Okay, now we gotta take a look back and say, okay, what's the areas we gotta cut back?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair. Yep.
I mean, I think unless there is, unless we're looking at, instead of 2 groundhogs, 4, right? Like, unless there's something we wanna add to it, I would say let's get it in front of Kim and legal and just make sure, unless there's something I'm missing.
One question I have, and I'm not sure how we did it the last go-around, but do we have to hold a public, like, site visit or walkthrough of the fields with the vendors?
You can.
I don't think so.
Ken, I just think if they request to go see it, we meet them and go through it, but we do have to open the bids in a public meeting.
Yeah, right.
I don't think there's a time frame that we have to allow it for bidders.
I think it's 30 days. I think that's what we've always done.
All right, here's the permanent RFP, the RFQ. 14 days prior to the opening. So you have to give them 2 weeks.
2 weeks from,
Yep, the RFP must be approved by the town administrator, writing, okay, it says, be posted in the town's website for at least 14 days prior to opening. Oh, that's prior to opening, okay, let's see. The Board of Selectmen may authorize a publication period of less than 14 days. So it's a minimum of 14 days out there soliciting.
Which timeline wise, if we give it to Kim, goes through legal, maybe we have it by the 9th, we have it posted for 14 days. This has the first meeting in October being our review day.
And on top of posting, I think we should direct solicit. That's what we had to do last time, because we only had, one the first time around, then we put it back out to bid and had 2.
Right. Yep.
okay, yeah, I'm comfortable with that. I think we should have Kim take a look at it, so I can forward it on to her.
Okay.
Anything else on the field contracts? Then we'll move on to the Spirit of Litchfield reimbursement for the car show. They have a reimbursement request of $472.85. It was for things like, I think it was cleanup supplies, some advertisement stuff, some other products. I have
I
the email,
can-
I just don't
I
have
can
it in
tell you.
front of me.
Car show. Let's see. So it's porta potty, trophy, dash plaques. That's what the expenses were for.
Okay. And that would come out of their fund. Oh, can I get a motion to approve the,
I'll make a motion to approve 472.85 out of.
Second?
second, all right, any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, passes 5-0-0. And then we'll move on to the mowing at John Bryant, maintenance request, that came in on the 16th.
Yeah, so I think this came in from Jason. Two maintenance requests, here it is. Let's see, I'll just read it. Mowed the river access path to the river was 3 feet long in parts, overgrown notes, limbed down, needs weed whacking at river. I'll ask rec if they can help due to a few of us on injured reserve.
All right.
So I don't know, this has been, I feel like Judy brings it up almost every meeting. I think we probably just need to come up with, how often should we be doing it? And then just try to get it scheduled with somebody.
Yeah, 'cause this-
obviously, the
Well, this loops
contract-
back into the field maintenance contract, right?
Right.
We might want to change the
So
the
right
frequency.
now, I think it's 2 groundhogs, right? So we
to,
said-
yeah.
Yep, and I know early on he couldn't get in
Right.
to do it.
But we're only
because of
paying for 2 anyway, so it's not fair to him to expect him to do more when we're only asking for 2.
Yeah.
in the contract.
He was down there a week ago, I think, doing it. I saw him.
So I know his point when he came in front of us was, we have the machine, should we do it? I know that got brought up at one point. I mean, I think it's maybe just getting with conservation and understanding why does it need to be mowed that frequently, I guess.
Yeah, I know conservation is considering purchasing another piece of equipment that'll make that easier too, and if that's the case, make it easier for us, they'll split it with us, or we'll pay a portion of it, and it'll make it easier for us all to chip in, because there are only a handful of us, I think, that know how to drive that tractor. Or that wanted to have the tractor.
Yeah.
I guess the question is, do we pull it out of the maintenance proposal? Just say volunteers are gonna do it.
I think we keep it in there for now, see where it comes back at. I mean, the other thing we need to talk about is volunteers and how
Oh, yeah.
how that's all gonna work, so I think we keep it in there for now and, see how the chips fall.
Do we wanna increase the frequency between May and September?
Yeah, the recommendation on that note was 4 to 5 times a year versus the 2 that were
4 to 5.
5 times.
I don't know, maybe.
We did it once a month, right?
Yeah, I
May,
was
June,
gonna say
July,
maybe
August,
once.
September, there's 5.
Right.
Say maybe once in the spring, once in the fall, and then once in July and once in August.
It was 4, yeah.
Yeah.
So it grows a lot, especially in July and August. Weeds get big.
I'll add that to the RFP and.
Yeah, if you just wanna redline it right before we send it to Kim.
Okay. Any other conversation on that? I'm gonna move on to the beach erosion maintenance request on the 18th. It's another one that came in, I think, from.
This came from George.
George, yeah.
So I was actually there yesterday, I'll talk about it in a second, but, it is, on a scale of 1 to 10, I mean, it's not a 10, but
Yeah.
probably a 6.
Uh,
Probably needs to be done. I don't know, this highway, we put in a request with highway, would they dump sand down there and just drag it down?
I think they would.
Possibly.
They're usually
I can reach,
very good about accommodating our needs.
I can reach out to, Kevin about that.
But I think we should put a request in so as time gets captured,
Yep,
because it helps the selectmen when they want to start adding personnel to the highway department.
yep. So I'll reach out to Kevin on that and put the request in when we can. All right, moving on to old business, we've got replacement rail, maintenance request. This came in back in June 17th. I said back then that I was gonna go down and measure it and see what it would take to fix it. I just haven't had a chance to do it.
So it looked like it was, when I was there, yesterday, I couldn't find it.
Oh, no, they sent a picture of it. It
I know,
was
I
split in
couldn't
half,
find
so.
it. Yeah, I don't know if somebody fixed it or
Maybe
not.
it's in there and replaced it. I don't know.
Was there a new board up, or did it
I
still?
couldn't
look the
figure out
same?
where the picture, like, all the rails seemed fine to me when I was walking by.
Wonder if somebody just pulled it up so it wasn't sagging.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll go down and take another look at it and maybe meet with Trixie and see if she can point it out. Try and get that done this week. Then we have the Roy Memorial Park Facilities Inspection Update.
So, Kim asked us to have, all of our fields and facilities, and the rec commission, she had sent that email back a couple months ago. So I had met with, the insurance provider, yesterday, walked Roy Memorial. The biggest things that he had pointed out, it's small stuff, so there's a door sitting in the stairwell, just pull it down so it's not impeding traffic. The left exit, so if I'm standing, I guess at the main door, the left exit over here just has some moss on the ground, just has to be scraped. Both thresholds on both sides of the building are a little bit higher than the floor, just paint it yellow or paint it orange so people see the transition. Ramp for the shed is broken, although I'm sure we all know that. And then, there's a broken window pane. Again, it's exposed to the elements. It's the very bottom. There's 6 pieces, small, maybe 8 by 11 or something. The very bottom one's pulled out
On the building,
on the building.
the window that goes into the crawl space
No, up above.
in the bathroom.
Nope. You wouldn't even know there's a window there.
Backside of the
Jesus.
building?
Side, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I had
so-
no idea there was a window up there.
Yeah,
Where-
so
where
it's-
is that window?
It's insulated in,
Yeah.
so it's,
It's
that's
on
the
the-
side of the building
On the
where the shed
right-hand
is.
side, yeah.
It's on the right-hand side back towards
Yeah.
that, where the shed is.
Yeah. But it's just this bottom pane, I'm sure, it may even just be sagging down, I don't know, I couldn't tell from where it was, so.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's broken right across, so.
Yeah.
Maybe just slid in.
Yeah.
So where would that be, in the office space up there on the right-hand
Oh,
side?
no, this is just where, this
Yeah,
is the
it's
court,
gym.
basically,
Yeah,
yeah.
it looks like the middle of the building.
So, window?
No, Never noticed it, yeah.
It's gotta be blocked off.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
From the inside, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyways, I don't think any of this is that hard to fix, just maybe something when, we're there to just neaten up and clean up, so.
How high is that? About,
No idea, but I'll bring a ladder
20
and see
feet?
if I can get myself up there.
I'm not going up there.
It's pretty high.
I'm not going up there.
Well, for you, it's not that bad.
Not, for me, it's not that bad.
I'm not going up there.
Is it ladder height, you think, Bob, or is it gonna be a lift?
No, it's a ladder.
Yeah, I think it's a ladder.
I mean, you could use a lift, but.
Anyway, so, all in all, not too bad. We walked the property, we were there about an hour. I had him walk me through, the swing set, the fields, the, kind of everything, so.
Can you put those into a Google sheet and that way we can all tackle them
Yep.
and mark them off on there?
Yeah, so the document looks like, I'll share the document that you share with us, but it's just, simple enough, so.
Okay,
And once we do the fields, most of that's not gonna pertain to the field piece,
okay,
so,
perfect.
but we'll do.
Talking about Roy, who takes care of ground hornets for us? There's a massive nest.
Oh, no.
Is there-
Again?
Jesus.
So if you're on the side of the fence that's closest to the playground, come back down 6 posts and go in about 6 feet, and you're gonna see a hole about this big.
Into the playground?
It's in the playground area. It's about this big, and it's clearly got sand all the way around it, and they were, about this big coming in and out of there.
Yeah, we used to see them on the field. remember?
We used to have the other one that was always down between the 2 fields, back by that fence, because we had a tournament one day. Remember, they were all coming out, and we had to spray them,
I think that was,
Have to imagine
I think it was
pest
Ryan
control.
that sprayed those for us, right?
right? So we might want to reach out, but, yeah, I counted how many
I
poles
think he
back
just did
in.
it because he was maintaining the turf.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd do the playground and,
Oh, no, this is the turf.
oh, it is.
Yeah, so if you just take the end fence, right, and go back 6 poles, back towards the 12U field,
Okay.
and then come in about 6 to 8 feet, you can't miss the hole.
All right. It's kind of like where the soccer nets would be.
Really close to the soccer nets, yeah. So when I was down there lining the fields with the high school in LMS, that's when we saw it.
Okay.
Yeah, the robot went by it, and a
Hook 'em up?
few things came out.
Yikes. How'd that go?
It went well. We were able to get it in. There's actually more outfield at the 10U field than there is at the 12U field.
Okay.
The soccer field's big.
Is there any disruption to where the fences go, like the plugs, the pipes?
It's gonna be close, but not, it shouldn't be too many.
Okay.
I mean, there might be some in right field of the 12U field, but I looked at the plugs, none of them were sticking up, so there shouldn't be any reason for anybody to pull them out, touch them, do anything with them.
I wonder if, they're what, about an inch and a
They're
half?
about this big and they're yellow.
About an inch and a half,
Yeah,
roughly? I wonder if we can get a cap or something.
yeah, I
a
don't know if
mushroom
they make
that
caps or
goes
not.
around.
They should have something,
Yeah. Or
Even if you just
softball
gotta-
can get them.
cork or something, right, and just cap them all. But it's almost to the point, I think that the 12U team could probably practice at the same time. They'd lose a little bit of their left field, but unless you get some big hitters.
The left field or the right?
Using the 10U field, that's where
Oh,
the
okay,
most outfield
okay.
is, because the way we shifted it to keep it off the 8U field, so it runs really parallel to the pavilion, but I wanted him to keep it far enough off, because I was afraid of kid going off the sideline, running into the pavilion poles, right? So we try to move it as far as we could over, and then we angled it a little bit to give 12 even more, so.
Yeah.
But right now, 10's got the most outfield,
Okay,
and I relate that all to LGSL.
perfect, okay. All right, anything else on the inspection report? All right, then the HVAC system at Town Hall update, I haven't
Yeah, so,
seen that we've gotten.
We did.
Oh, we did?
yeah, so, Kim wants us to report any building issues to the building inspector, so Matt Osborne responded that he also had a similar concern when he looked at the building and had the vendor out, and perform an inspection, and there was no concerns.
Okay, perfect.
So that's all set.
All right. The Town Hall floor update, Town Hall. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped the concrete pads. Concrete pads for the porta potties.
Yeah, so I put this on, what do we wanna do? I mean, we've been
we
waiting
haven't
around
done
for
anything.
people to tell us. Do we
I
just wanna-
personally think we let the road agent just go do them.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yep.
You've given everybody plenty of time to go mark him. I mean, he's been involved with youth sports the whole time he's been in town. Let him just go mark them.
Put them right with it, right next to where the existing.
Where they are now, yep.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be an issue.
That way you get it done, hopefully before his summer hire disappears.
Okay, so I'll submit that request then too, when I request about the erosion.
And speaking about highway, I was just informed that they historically have taken care of the hornets on the grass area for us.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we should reach out to Kevin, and if I gotta meet him down there, I will, and show him where it was.
Okay.
You know how he does it?
No.
Because spraying them doesn't get rid of them,
No, I think he might have some powder or something.
because they
he
go
put down.
way down deep.
Thought he had a powder or something that he sprayed down there.
And usually what I've done in the past is I'll spray the nest to get them down and in there, and then I will put a hose in there and let it run for a few hours, because it drowns the nest. And that's the only way to get rid of them that I've found, and have it work.
Did you ever try burning them out?
I have tried burning them.
Gasoline and then,
A little
It
match.
tends to, it's full of-
You don't wanna be around when you do it, huh?
No, I bet not. It works though.
I've been stung a few times.
All right, so next we got the Town Hall floor update. The beam has been replaced and everything is shored up underneath the floor up
Yeah.
there.
Awesome.
So that's all set, that's all done, they finished that up, last week.
Very nice.
I have to reach out to the vendor that's gonna be refinishing the floor to get a schedule for that, so I'll take care of that. The volunteer shirt update.
So we, I got the best image we had from Ms. Kleiner. And, we were hoping that one of the members was gonna be able to convert it, which didn't happen, so I sent it over to the provider. She's not sure if it's gonna be a good enough quality to get it away from silk screening over to transfer, cause that will save us a bunch of money, but she has it out with her transfer person, so as soon as I get it back, I'll let you guys know. But we already know what the cost is to have them silk screened, which I think we already approved.
We did.
But this is just a cost savings measure, so I should have something back tomorrow, beginning next week, and we can then decide which way we wanna go.
So yeah, if that's the case, if they can do that, then I'd just do one short sleeve, one long sleeve for everybody.
Yeah, and we'll try to do the quantity of 24, because that gives us the lowest price point,
Okay,
right? And there's what, 9 members?
Yep.
So it's 18, then just do a couple
18,
for
do a couple
spares, in case
extras.
we get somebody who volunteers and wants to help out.
that works.
So once I get that pricing back, I'll let everybody know, and then we can figure out sizing and what the extras will be.
Okay. Then up next, we have the, bylaw review. Peter.
Good, yeah. All right, so update on the Economic Development Committee. So, our charge was to figure out what might be the opportunities in town for economic development. We did surveys, we did focus groups. The two top things that came out, not surprisingly probably, was tax relief and quality of life, The tax relief thing we've discovered is pretty hard, to do like something that people would feel would take investments that are substantial. We're talking sewer, we're talking like highway into town, it's not gonna happen. And so while having businesses in town is helpful, it's not gonna make a substantial difference in the tax bill. That said, you know, the quality of life thing is something that we've looked at a lot as far as what would people want. And what we heard was, you know, breweries, coffee shops, you know, mixed use came up a lot. And that's what we're looking at as far as how could we rezone town or empower businesses to come in that, or in a way that help facilitate that. So that's what we're working on. The zoning thing for rec, though, they ask every commission to see what would make sense for your jurisdiction. I looked at ours, there's not much. I don't know if someone has different opinions, but for our fields, you know, and for any areas that are abutting our fields, it's mostly all residential, right? So we're not gonna change that. But I wanted to raise it up as far as, are there things that folks could be interested in looking at for zoning or for other areas that would make the town attractive as far as quality of life issues? Yeah, so you can see the map here. So where we came at is like, you see, there's a top and a bottom.
Yep.
And that's kind of where we're still at, you know. To rezone the middle of town, to have like a downtown in Litchfield would take a lot. It's probably not gonna happen.
Well, you can always use the argument that it used to be a commercial zone in the middle of town back in the day.
What day was that?
Across from the old fire station.
Yeah,
That was
that was
the
the
town
whole
center.
center of town.
Yeah, yes, the old center did come up a couple times, yeah. And that might be an option, that might be an
I mean,
option.
the only other place you really could put it in is connecting 3A to Albuquerque. You get a lot of that land that's back there. Gets a little wet by the high tensions that go through
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
But there's a lot of land that 1/2 families owns in that area.
Yeah, so that was part of the zoning ordinance that passed last spring, right, for mixed use. Mixed use came up as a pretty common theme of what folks would be okay with,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's probably the best option for Litchfield in the future, is like residential, slow growth, business options that are not huge, you know, because we looked at like, are we a good market for a big business? We're not, you know.
No, without having sewerage, I mean,
That,
you really
yeah.
can't do it.
And the highway, or the, you know, 3A, right? It's just
I mean,
not.
you'd have to be on the very north end of town to get up to 93 and the
Exactly.
flyover, right? So,
Yep.
and we already have one there, and we almost had a second one that was up there, which would have been great from a registration standpoint of all their delivery vehicles, but
Yeah.
that ended up not going through for us.
Yeah, so it's interesting. You know, the history is that the airport was looked at as a huge opportunity, and then the circumferential highway in Hudson was looked at. Neither really panned out, and so we're kind of left with what we have. And it's not going to be substantial growth. We were looking at incremental growth through small businesses, again, breweries, wineries, restaurants, coffee shops, convenience stores. That's probably what's gonna be our next step. Unless we have a wholesale change, which we don't feel people want, you know.
And from a recreational standpoint, the only place where they're gonna get is if a development goes in and they use some of the green space, right, part of the calculation, sort of how Justin Bissett Field happened, and the Kurt Schaefer Field happened. But other than that, where else do we go put a field in town from a recreational standpoint? We do have the land, 6 acres next to river access, which we could put a multi-use field in there, which we're right now, McQuestion's kindly farmed it for us to keep it in good shape.
Yep. Yeah, so, probably not gonna change that, right?
Yeah.
That would be the next option. Anything that's owned by the town, is a potential area. But it doesn't look like we're gonna want to rezone anything like that
Yeah.
in the near future. So, committee's meeting tomorrow. That's what I plan to take to them, is like, no changes is what I'm gonna bring forward. for recreation. For the town, you know, we'll talk about that more broadly. But for recreation, I think we have our fields, we know what the potential is for more. There is some capacity issues, as we've talked about, right? But I don't know that it would take any rezoning at this point. All right, so folks okay with me kind of carrying that message forward?
Yeah. Thank you, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, see what happens. All right, one thing I'd like to add, which I didn't bring up under the additions, is the discussion last night with the volunteers and the background checks. And one of the discussions that we had specifically was surrounding the leagues, the coaches. It's all on the leagues and anybody requesting our fields to make sure that anybody working with children are background checked. So we had talked about adding a checkbox to the request form for that. Has that happened? I don't believe that's happened, but
It has not happened. no.
we should maybe write something up and put it in front of legal before we add that on, but that should happen. That should happen before the winter, I would think. Yeah, just to make sure, just to be safe. And much more to come on the volunteer front and what's gonna be required of things like, you know, people of like the committee and outside volunteers that aren't associated with leagues and so forth. So we'll see what happens there. We've got some other business. There's the ribbon cutting for the dock is scheduled for September 2nd, 6 PM. That's gonna be at Dara Pond with the AARP. And we've got the carport being installed over the heating unit at Talon Hall. That's gonna be on the 6th.
Is that date still good?
That date's still good, yeah.
Is that a Saturday?
That's Saturday.
First Saturday.
Yep, 9 AM, starting at 9 AM whenever you can make it. We've got some other projects and other cleanup stuff we wanna try and tackle probably at the same time.
Yep.
Same day. Then we've got emails, I'm finishing up August, September is Peter, October is Justin. And our next meeting dates are September 9th and September 23rd. Is there anything else anybody would like to discuss? All right, hearing none, I will take a motion to adjourn.
So made.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?